Hey folks, I thought I'd do a little bit like a recap or retrospective of the Zugspitz Ultratrail. The main race video is already over 40 minutes long, so I wanted to do this as a separate video. There's some thoughts I wanted to share about, in general, about the race, the organization of the race, but also kind of look at my own training and how it actually went and where I really need to focus now. Today is Friday, so exactly 1 week after the race. I'm back to training. Starting slow this week, but next week and the week after is going to be hard training weeks. I'm paying a lot of attention to my knees, making sure there's nothing serious there. I feel a little bit pain when I run longer, but it's like a 1 or 2 out of 10, so I'm pretty happy. I just need to make sure that it goes better and not worse. So about Zugspitz. Like everybody knows, it was taken over by UTMB from Plan B, the previous organizer. I'm really not happy about it. I really like the more local atmosphere or more local feeling of the previous organizer. We immediately saw impact of UTMB on the sign-up. I was very lucky I got in. I had friends who tried just a few minutes later. The servers were down. Because there's such a massive demand, they have no incentive to really fix it. I really don't want ultra racing become this kind of race to refresh the page the right minute, or I want it to be more relaxed and friendly in that sense. Either UTMB needs to fix the way you register for the races and make sure it says the lottery or something like that, so you don't have to stress about it. Or I will not be participating in UTMB races anymore. The only impact, or there was like during the race there was maybe 2 impacts that I think UTMB brought in. I really wasn't a fan of the massive hyping announcer at the start line, especially because the race was shortened. It felt very out of place. It felt very American. Yeah, let's not bring that here. Let's just keep these things, civilized. The other thing that impacted me directly was UTMB seemed to have contract with Red Bull. So they served something called Red Bull Cola as cola. I don't know what that is, but that's not cola. That's disgusting. Nobody should be touching that stuff. I really don't know. To me, it directly impacted my race because I'm quite bad at eating. Quite often go with cola, but I need real cola. The Red Bull Cola doesn't taste anything like it was. It's just too sweet. It tastes disgusting. I should have known that beforehand. I can't, blame the organizers of what they serve, but I should have checked and maybe prepare a little bit. Now, the 100K Ultratrail course was changed into 74. It was effectively the Loitash trail. I have nothing against the organizers changing the distance due to weather warnings. I have no critique against that. They did the decision based on information, based on safety. That's okay. That's what has to be done, had to be done. No critique about the decision itself. The way it was organized, though, yeah, not good. An email the day before that your race is going to start in different location. But not only that, the buses the shuttle buses that were provided for free, of course, were leaving hours before the start. So my start was scheduled to be in Garmisch at 10 o'clock, but I had to be in a bus in Garmisch at 5:45. So that's a lot earlier. I'm happy I caught the email early, but I bet there were people who missed the buses. And also, the idea that you take a shuttle bus to a race that is going to start like 3 hours after the shuttle bus arrived. I don't understand why they needed to ship us to Loitash hours before the race. We were sitting there in this community sports hall of the town for hours and hours. Didn't make any sense to me. If you are in control of the buses and all the control of the start of the race, ship people half an hour before, 1 hour before people have time to go to the bathroom. That's all you need. This wasn't good. In general, the atmosphere was still good. Aid station people were same fantastic as previous. I think they were same volunteers. Massive thank you to all the aid station staff. Everybody was helpful, friendly. The medics were super good. They were the Bergwacht anyways. So the audience and the cheering groups, very good, same as any last years. The cheering station was amazing at top of the toughest climb. There's nothing changed in the atmosphere in that sense. People were as amazing as they always been. Huge thank you for everybody who showed up at the route and clapping and yelling. That really made a difference, really big difference. Trail runners, we need to expect changes. It's weather dependent. Trails sometimes are not up to a task. So yeah, of course, you can't plan 100%. You have to expect changes, and that we have to be fine with that. So in general, I'm okay with that. I really was disappointed, but I don't blame the organizers for the disappointment. It's just weather is what it is. For my personal performance, I was almost last. I'm fine being last, but I think this one was self-caused. There was two big mistakes. One is already the cola fueling that really stopped me at the second to last aid station for a long time, and it dropped me way to the bottom of the race. I did make the cutoffs. I actually don't know what the cutoffs were because they weren't clearly communicated after the change, but I got a medal, so I'm fine. But yeah, that was the cola and fueling was a really big problem. Big improvements are needed. I simply can't make myself eat gels, so I need to eat from the aid stations. For pit stall, I need to prepare better. I'll take a look at the race pace again and the fueling calculator. I did a fueling plan for this race as well, but because it was changed, I didn't have time to change my plan. So everything went out the window in such. I carried a lot of chews and gels with me, and I barely touched them. For, I think, 75K, maybe even for 100K, that's not a blocker. But I definitely can't do 100 mile if I can't improve my fueling in general. So that's going to be a big focus, maybe over a year. I can't do much about it until pit stall, other than, prepare a little bit better. But that's not going to change my strategy, or I can't fix my stomach by then. For performance, there was two really big weaknesses that I noticed. On flat parts, I was overtaken a lot. I simply run too slow. This is something I can improve long term. Again, this is not something I can fix for pit stall. And again, pit stall, there's really very little flat, so maybe it doesn't make any difference either. But in ZUT, there's this 10K flat bit until Mittenwald that is really, people were just flying past me. I think that's a place I really need to focus on. The thing that really slowed me down most is my descending. I was trying to descend quite fast for quite long, until to a point where my knees simply started hurting so much on rapid descent or steeper descent that I had to stop and walk down. So I used my poles and walk down. I was still able to run descent that wasn't very steep, but still, this is something I need to figure out. I think here are the biggest changes I can do until pit stall. Basically, train strength to my knees, maybe do a little bit more downhill running. I'm worried about downhill causing injuries at this point, but it's more about hill reps. I think just having strength will allow me to maintain my form longer. My hypothesis is that when I get tired enough, my form breaks down on downhills or very steep downhills, and I start braking instead of running, and that causes the pain in the knees. But the reality is my legs are so tired that I cannot maintain my form at that point anymore. So I have to do something. So this is going to be my focus for pit stall. Strength on knees, maybe increase a little bit the flat, running, because that's just the endurance thing. I really don't want to start changing my running form for flat running, anything like that. This is too late. That's going to be something for next season maybe. Cool, that's all. Thanks for watching. Thanks everybody who watched the race video. Please leave a comment what you would like to see in race videos in general. I'm still very new at this. I'm just learning the skills of videos, trying to figure out what people actually want to see in a race video. My goal for this channel has always been that I want to get people into trail running and show how amazing hobby it is. And that's basically it. Anyway, that's all for today. I'm back in training. I will be posting some training videos. I'm going to be climbing some mountains. Going to be posting some videos from the mountains. And if everything goes well, the next 100K is going to be in Austria, in Pitztal. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.